Hi there, we are in the northern parts of Gran Canaria, in one of the centers of the northern parts of Gran Canaria, one of the Canary Islands of Spain. This place is Arucas. It's a historical center and a wonderful one-day trip for everybody coming to visit Las Palmas de Gran Canaria. Only 20 minutes away by car, and it has a lot of different places to see. A relevantly small historic area, which is like a nice walk, and a couple of wonderful monuments. So let's go and take a look what it is. This cathedral behind me is the Cathedral of San Juan Baptista, so John the Baptist. And it's relevantly new. It looks really ancient, but it was built between the 1909 and 1977 by a Catalonian architect. So the prototype is a Catalonian church, is a Barcelona cathedral, which is not the one that you're thinking right now about, not the Sagrada Familia, the one that is from the 13th to 15th century, the Santa Eulalia, and it's pretty austere and it's pretty dark. And it's beautiful. It's seen from everywhere, from every part of Arucas. The church is not exactly a basilica, although it has a cross in its plan. So you would be able to see the altar part, which is like a classically round altar part. But this part over here, it's the adjunct buildings, it's the adjunct rooms that is hidden with a wall, with a straight wall. You might wonder, why is it so dark? This is typical local stone, which is produced somewhere in this area still by present days. So this gray stone will be seen practically everywhere on every building. And it's pretty nice how this new building, this neo-Gothic building, is built into the whole historical structure of the city. When the Hispanic settlers were here, there were two sides of the city. One was named Villa de Arriba, the upper part, and one was named Villa de Abajo. And we are exactly in the lower part. So from all parts of Arucas, this cathedral is seen pretty well. So let's go take a look into the historical town. When you come here, go inside Casa de la Cultura. This used to be an old library. Now the library's moved just a few meters behind a corner, but this is an old Canarian type of building, so it's very typical for the Canarian architecture. And you could go in and see the entire inner patio with a big tree inside of it. So let's go a little further. The first story about Arehucas dates back to 1479, when the first conquistador settlers that were in Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, and they were founding that area in the Vigueta district. It was only 30 of them, and they were led by the conquistador Juan, so coming from the Iberian Peninsula to conquer the Canary Islands. They have been coming here and destroying the city entirely. So later on, in 1501, this area is known to hold the battle where the resistance leader Doramas was killed by the successor of Juan Rejón, Pedro de Vera. So the name Arucas sounds Spanish, but it's not. It's coming from the Aboriginal word Arehucas, which also gave a name to the rum factory that's right behind the corner. And rum has been produced here since 1884, so it's been quite a long time. After Pedro de la Vera was defeating the resistance and the Canary Islands became part of Spain, these territories were divided, were assigned to the militaries, and generally all this area was divided between the military men. For a very long time, the old historical center of Arucas was forming parts of the noble family's proprieties, as well as this park up here. And it took almost 70 years to sign all the paperwork for the municipality of Arucas, for the local government, to obtain it from the family that was holding it for a very, very long time. So this building that you're gonna see over here is actually a museum right now, a very nice one to visit, with some old interiors and a couple of artworks. It used to be a house for the family that owned these lands. Should we go and take a look? This area is really beautiful, actually. The city itself is so dense and doesn't have many green territories, but this area is so precious. And I should say that rum is not the only production that's been occupying the locals since the 19th century. Before that, this area was known for collecting the cochineal bugs. So these are the bugs that populate the pads of the cacti, and cactus is quite common for these areas. So what do they do with the bugs actually? They squeeze it and get the carmine acid, which later forms part of the carmine dye and is a really popular food additive. So if you actually take your caramel latte and it's a little reddish, it's probably that bug that should be responsible for it. Gross. As we exit the park, I want to show you a very beautiful building, also that has its own history, and it's a propriety of the water supply company that is connecting Arucas and Firgas. And in Firgas, you still have the water manufacturing and a lot of different areas that are serving for it. So the water was coming directly from Firgas to Arucas and supplying the whole city. Heredad de Arucas y Firgas. So here it is. One thing I should say about the Canarian architecture is that it's really beautiful from the outside. Ah, yeah, here you can see. the old part of the water supply chain. I see a dragonfly. Yeah, it's not used anymore, so it's pretty run down. A beautiful pond for the dragonflies. So what should I say about the Canarian architecture? It's really beautiful from the outside, the traditional architecture with sort of this parts that are made in dark stone and the other parts quite typical, quite nice. At the same time, don't be really fascinated about it because it is beautiful as it is, but you would end up living exactly on the road, hearing all the road traffic, and you're gonna have a little part inside which is a patio, very typical for the southern parts of Spain, like for Andalusia, for instance. At the same time, you won't have any sun inside there. Some of these buildings are abandoned, the other ones are for sale. I see a lot of opportunities here.
Porque está metido detrás de cristales.